You've built your funnel in System IO. You've written your pages, but when someone goes to your domain, it doesn't load, or it loads the wrong thing. This is a domain connection problem. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the complete fix using one of my personal sites on Hostinger. This setup has 3 parts that all need to be done in the right order. First are the CAA records for your SSL certificate. Then the CNAME records need to point to your domain to System IO. And then an ALIAS record to redirect your root domain. If you miss any of these, your domain either won't connect or it will throw SSL errors. I'll walk you through each step. Before we get into the steps, here's what you need to have ready. First, you need a System IO account. Any plan will work, including the free plan. Second, you will need a domain purchased from Hostinger, already registered and accessible in your account. Third, you will need access to your Hostinger DNS settings. We'll go there together in a minute. And fourth, you'll need something to connect the domain to, a funnel, a website, or a blog already built inside System IO. This last point matters. Connecting a domain without having a page or funnel to point it to means the domain will connect but show a blank page. You have to have something built first. If you haven't set up your System IO account yet, go back to the first video in this series. I'll put the link in the description below. Let's get into it. Let's start inside System IO. After you log into your account, hover over your profile picture in the top right corner and click on Settings. In the left sidebar, click on Custom Domains. This is different from email section we used in the email authentication video. Custom domain is specifically for connecting your website domain. A pop-up will appear. This is where you enter your domain name, starting with the www. So it will be www.yourdomainname.com. Make sure to include the www and then click Save. In the second pop-up, this is one that shows 2 CNAME records. These are the values you will need to add into Hostinger. The first one is your www CNAME. This points your domain to System IO's servers. The second one is CNAME validation that AWS uses to issue your SSL certificate. Both of these are required. These values are unique to your account and your domain. They will not match any screenshots you find online. Screenshot this pop-up or keep this window open. We are going to use both of these values in Hostinger right now. Now open Hostinger in a new tab. Once you have logged in, go to your domain profile and click on Manage next to the domain you're connecting. In the left sidebar, click DNS Name Servers. Then scroll down to the DNS Records section. Before we can add CNAME records, we need to add 10 CAA records. This is an important step, and it's why people end up with SSL errors after their domain connects. CAA records tell Hostinger and other domain providers which certificate authorities are allowed to issue an SSL certificate for your domain. Without them, the SSL generation fails silently. It takes a few minutes to set up, but the pattern is the same for every single record. I'll show you the first few and then we'll move through the rest quickly. Change the record type drop down to CAA. you'll see 4 fields: name, flag, tag, and CA domain. For every one of these 10 records, name is always @ and flag is always 0. These 2 fields never change. Only the tag and CA domain change. For the first record, the type is CAA, the name is @ and the flag is 0. These never change. For the tag, select Issue in the drop-down, and the CA domain is Amazon.com, and then click Add Record. And for the second one, type CAA, name @ flag is 0. Those do not change. For the tag is Issue Wild, CA domain is Amazon.com. Add record. Record 3. CAA, name, flag. CA domain is AmazonTrust.com. Add record. Record 4. CAA, name is @ flag 0. Tag, Issue Wild. CA domain is AmazonTrust.com. I will now quickly move through the remaining records. We should have 10 records total, 2 for each CA domain. Remember, name is always @, flag is always 0. Tags alternate between Issue and Issue Wild, and the CA domain is the one you're currently on. You should now see 10 CAA records sitting in your DNS zone, all with @ in the name column and 0 in the flag column. After you're done adding all 10, confirm they're there before moving on. We will now change the record type drop-down to CNAME. We're adding 2 records, the www CNAME first, then the validation CNAME. For the first CNAME, the name field is simply www. Just those 3 letters. Now go back to your System I/O pop-up and copy the target value from the first row and paste that into the value field in Hostinger. A quick side note. If Hostinger gives you an error saying CNAME with the name www already exists, that means there's an existing record pointing somewhere else, and you don't need to create a new one. You simply find the existing www record in your DNS list. Click Edit and update as target to the System I/O CloudFront.net value instead. If you're unsure whether it's safe to change, contact Hostinger support before touching it. For example, I already have a www CNAME. I will simply find it, click on Edit, and change its target. You will paste the whole string and the .cloudfront.net line and click on Update. After you have added or updated your CNAME, we will move on to the second one. For the second CNAME, the name field is different. Go back to your System I/O pop-up and look at the second row. The name column shows a long underscore string followed by your domain name. You only want the part before your domain name, so enter only the first string in the name field. Everything up to but not including the dot in your domain. For the value field, also known as target, copy the long AWS validation string from the second row of your System I/O pop-up. It ends in acm-validations.aws, and you will paste it into the target field and click Add Record. You should now see both CNAME records in your DNS zone. The www one pointing to cloudfront.net and the underscore one pointing to acm-validations.aws. Check that both are there before moving on. Remember, if you get stuck, Hostinger has a chat bot that can help you with just about anything on your website. Just ask it any question and it'll help you set up your CNAME records. Here's the next important step, and it's the reason people end up with www.yourdomain.com working perfectly, but the domain without the www going nowhere. The CNAME record we just added points www.domain.com to System I/O, but it doesn't handle the root domain, the version without the www. When someone types your domain directly into a browser without the 3 W's, which most people do nowadays, it hits your DNS and finds nothing. There's no record, no redirect, and no page. So we need an alias record to fix that. It takes anyone who visits yourdomain.com and sends them to the same destination as your www version. Back in Hostinger DNS records, you will add a new record. Change the type to CNAME. In the name field, enter the @ symbol. The @ symbol resembles your root domain, or yourdomain.com without the 3 W's. In the target field, paste the same cloudfront.net value you used for the first CNAME record. That's the same System I/O destination. and then click Add Record. Confirm the @ record appears in your DNS list. You should now have 10 CAA records, 2 CNAMEs, and 1 ALIAS record, for 13 records total. And that is everything Hostinger needs. Now let's verify that your CNAME records are working. Open a new tab and go to DNSChecker.org. In the search box, enter www.yourdomain.com. This will be your actual domain with the 3 W's. Make sure the record type drop-down is set to CNAME and click on Search. Green check marks across the results mean the record has propagated and it's resolving correctly. And that is what we're looking for. If you see red, that's normal if you just added these records. DNS propagation takes between 24 and 48 hours. Don't keep refreshing expecting it to change within the hour. Come back later and check again. If everything is still red after 48 hours, there's an error in the record itself, not a propagation delay. Go back to Hostinger and check 2 things. Check that the name and target fields have the correct values. Now repeat the search for the second CNAME. Enter the full _string plus your domain name. That is the long validation CNAME. Select CNAME in the drop-down and search. Again, green is what you want. Once both are showing green, you're ready for the next step. If they are not green yet, move on anyway and come back to verify later. The records are in place even if they haven't fully propagated yet. Your domain is now connected to System I/O, but there's one more step before it actually shows anything to a visitor. System I/O doesn't know which page to display when someone lands on your domain, and you need to tell it. Without this step, your domain connects successfully and still shows a blank page, and it can be a frustrating place to end up after doing everything correctly. Inside System I/O, go to the funnel or website page you want visitors to land on when they visit your domain. Open the settings for that page. Under Domain Name, make sure your domain is selected. Then look for the home page URL path if you are using a website, or URL path if you are going to just use the sales funnel for the home page. And delete any words on the right side after your domain name. If you are using the free tier of System I/O, it will be yourdomainname.system.io, and no words after the slash. Your domain homepage is now set. Now you can open a new browser tab and type in your domain. It should load your System I/O page directly. If it's still showing an error or a blank page, give the DNS a few more hours and try again. Most connection issues at this stage resolve on their own within the propagation window. If it's been over 48 hours and your domain still isn't loading correctly, go to the troubleshooting section at the end of this video. Before I wrap up, here are the most common mistakes with this setup and exactly how to fix them. The first mistake is the domain status stuck on pending after 48 hours. You will need to check that all 13 records are correctly added. If everything looks right, you will need to contact System I/O support with a screenshot of your DNS zone. The second problem is SSL errors after the domain connects. This means the CAA records are missing or incorrect. Go back to Hostinger and confirm all 10 are there with the name field, flag, and the correct CA domains. Third, problem is the www version works, but the root domain doesn't. The alias record is missing. Add a CNAME with the name @ pointing to the name cloudfront.net value. The fourth issue is CNAME conflicting with the www record. Edit the existing record rather than creating a new one. The fifth problem is the domain connects but shows a blank page. This means your home page isn't defined in System.io. Go to your funnel or page setting and assign it as the root page for your domain. The sixth problem is records still showing red after 48 hours. And you'll need to delete and re-add the affected record. Check the name field and target field carefully against your System.io pop-up values. If you have hit any of these, go back to the relevant step in this video, fix it, and give DNS another 24 hours to propagate. Every one of these is fixable. And that is how you connect your domain to System.io. You will have 10 CAA records, 2 CNAMEs, and an alias redirect, and your home page defined. Your domain should now point to System.io. Both the www and the root version work, and your site loads securely with SSL. In this series, we're going deeper on homepage setup inside System.io, and then into sales funnels, how to choose the right funnel type for what you're selling, and how to build it from scratch. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss those. If this video saved you time, hit the like button. It helps other people building in System.io find it when they need help. And I'll see you in the next one.